friends. Hello and welcome back to my life lesson video. Today's video is a humorous story which gives us a lesson with laughter. The title of today's story is The Fish Seller. This story is of a village fish market somewhere in the Middle East. It was early morning hours and there was a lot of hustle and bustle in the market. The fish sellers were yelling and calling out to the customers, and suddenly a man passing by stopped in front of a fish shop looking at something. There was a black board hanging in the shop written, "Fresh fish sold here." This passerby looked at the board and said, "Fresh fish sold here." And he asked the fish seller, "Why do you write fresh? No one sells fresh fish." Abdullah, the fish seller, looks confused and thought for a moment and said, "Thank you" to the passerby and rubbed the word fresh from the board. Now the board read, "Fish sold here." After some time, another passerby stopped and looked at the board. He then looked at the Abdullah and said, "Is it necessary to mention the word here? It is obvious and everyone can see fish in your shop. So only fish is sold here." The confused Abdullah looked at the passerby for a moment and then replied, "Thank you, sir, for identifying my mistake," and hurriedly wiped off the word here from the board. So the board now read, "Fish sold." A few moments later, the teacher of the village school stopped and noticed the board. He said to Abdullah, "You have to keep the fish to sell, not give it for charity. So why do you write sold?" The advice was coming from the village teacher, and so Abdullah thanked him and rubbed the word sold. Now the board said fish. In the meantime, another person visited the shop to buy the fish and said, "I could smell the fish from far away, a mile away. Why do you announce the fish on the board? It is not necessary to write it down." Abdullah again gave it a thought and said, "You are right, sir. How foolish of me," and wiped off the word fish from the board. Now the board hanged empty. In the afternoon, Abdullah's wife arrived with his lunch. On arriving, the first thing she noticed was that the black board was hanging, but it was blank. She looked at Abdullah and said in an annoying tone, "Is this the way to attract customers? Why don't you write fresh fish sold here?" To her question, Abdullah narrated how he met many people who advised him about the words on the blackboard. And he explained that after receiving advice from so many people, he could not figure out what to do or what not to do. Listening to his reason, his wife replied, "You must listen to all, but do whatever your heart says, and that should be correct for you." After listening to his wife's wise words, Abdullah decided to write it back that fresh fish sold here. It was a simple and humorous story, but gives a very strong message. The message is, listen to everyone, but do whatever your head and heart asks you to do. In Hindi, there is a similar saying, "Suno sabki, karo apni man ki." With this, I come to the end of today's episode. Please like, please subscribe, and please do keep watching my channel. Switch on the notification button, and whenever I am back, you will get to see me, and I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much. Have a good day ahead, and bye-bye.